Hello, hey, how are you? My thoughts used to be bad, but I'm surprised I didn't give up. I mean, I feel like that's normal for a lot of people. Like they're used to just kind of having the bad negative thoughts. They're programmed that way. That's how their subconscious is programmed to think in that bad way in the worst case scenario. And that's why I like repetition, cuz repetition really helped me to change a lot of my beliefs. Like compared to what my journey was 4 years ago and to where I am now, it's a lot easier, it's a lot smoother, just because of some of the beliefs I have stopped identifying with. It's became a lot easier. So, like, even thinking that this is so hard, I used to be that person that was like, this is so hard for me, nothing's changing, I can't do this. But just thinking that everything was hard for me, that was one of my. Kitty, stop. I see you. Quit it. But she's knocking stuff off the table. But that was one of my biggest issues, was just saying this is so hard for me. And that's something I had to stop. I had to be like, no, this isn't hard. It's like manifesting is literally as natural as breathing air. I have been getting an urge to text my SP, and I know it's him wanting to reach out. Absolutely it is. He's sending that text message. I got custom item made, been looked for 2 years, and I got it at a lower price than originally offered because of seller issues that she wanted to make up. Oh, that's awesome. So you finally got what you wanted and you got it at a lower price? That's amazing. Yes, robotic affirmations. I love robotic affirming. I do. It'll always probably be my go-to. Like I always say, I don't have to affirm as much as I used to. It gets to the point where you don't really have to affirm like you used to. And it just starts taking less and less time. And you'll be the first ones when I manifest everything I'm going to tell you first. Oh, yay. Oh, sorry. Now I'm throwing my phone everywhere. Can't hold on to it for nothing, I guess. I have been affirming and taking small breaks. Absolutely. It's okay to take small breaks. 100%. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, at the point now, it's like I'll saturate my mind at times. But also, if I don't feel like it, I'm not going to force myself to do it anymore. Like with my eviction, I did. But that was also because I felt a lot of pressure and a lot of doubts and a lot of wavering. And the only way to really keep me in that news story and to avoid all the dwelling and the wavering was to put my headphones in. But like I know I don't have to do that now, but at that time, yeah, just because I had all this pressure and I really didn't think it was possible, and it was really difficult for me at that time because I just made it harder than it needed to be. But I know now that that's not something that needs to be done, and that's not something I have to do. I try not to force myself to do things I don't want to do anymore. Like if I don't want to sit there for 30 minutes or an hour and saturate my mind, I'm not going to force myself to do it. If I feel like doing it, yeah, I'm going to do it. Because now it's a lot easier for me now to my subconscious is programmed now to just go to the new story that I want to experience. Aside from in the past when I still had a lot of doubts and I didn't have the best self-concept when it came to manifesting. I didn't have the best concept about, oh yeah, I could totally have anything I want. I can get this quickly and easily. No, I didn't think like that. I always was thinking it's impossible, it's difficult, it has to take a long time. But so I do think self-concept around manifestation in general is very important because it could become a lot easier for you instead of having all this pressure on yourself. But when you just kind of know, at this point, I know I can get my shit whether I saturate or whether I just think about it and detach. I don't really like detaching though. I like thinking about my desire. I do like affirming. I do like robotically affirming. So I'll still do that though, but I just don't force myself to do things I don't want to do anymore. And eventually everybody gets to that point. Because once you start manifesting all these things that you want into your life, you start gaining a lot more trust and faith and belief. And then you don't need that repetition to believe anymore. You just know it's possible. You automatically believe it. Still working on the SP because I feel like I did too much in the middle last night and I got the same result. Okay, so you feel like you did too much in the middle last night and you got the same result? Okay. I wouldn't really think of it as like, oh, I'm still working on the SP. Nah, SP's mine. SP's mine. There ain't nothing to work on. It's already done. I already have them. I've been affirming SP in present tense. Like, I love going to lunch with SP, or I love going to bed with SP. Absolutely. 100%. Yes. That's what I would think a lot, like, in my head. Like, oh, I love doing all these things with SP. I love celebrating around the holidays with SP. I love being with SP throughout the day, after work, in his free time. I love robotic affirming, but I don't do every 5 minutes. Yeah, it's not something you have to do every 5 minutes. It's not. Hi, potatoes. I'm good. How are you? Have you manifested a vacation? No. When? I don't think I've really taken. I don't really do vacations. I don't think. I don't really want to go anywhere. Well, maybe Gatlinburg. I'm close to like Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. That's probably one of the most popular attractions around where I live. It's only about 45 minutes away from me. I think it would be nice to go there during the winter because some places have hot tubs and it's really pretty up there. But there's also bears. There's a lot of bears that'll get in your shit too. But yeah, no, I haven't really taken. But like, I don't like to travel. I don't like to travel. Like, don't fucking put me on no airplane. I will not, no. I don't really like to drive either. I just be staying home. Like, but yeah, Gatlinburg would be pretty cool. I just like doing small stuff, honestly. Like, I'm not a huge travel person. I'm not a huge outside person in general, unless it's in the fall time. I do like, obviously, like taking my kid out to do pumpkin patches and fall shit. But besides that, I don't really do vacations. Hi, is it Alice? Allie? Hi, how are you? I feel like I'm getting everything but the SP thing. It's because you're telling yourself that I have everything but this thing. And you might even be telling yourself, a lot of people do this. They'll think that everything is easy to manifest but SP, and that's not the case. We just kind of put that, we think maybe because of the emotional connection or because it's a person, and we start thinking that they have free will, but they don't. And SP is literally, honestly, I think one of the easiest things I have ever manifested. It's literally the easiest thing I ever manifested. Absolutely. It is. I just changed my thoughts around it. It really is one of the easiest things. Your SP is thinking and feeling whatever you want them to think and feel. I'm doing pretty good. I feel completely detached right now. Is that a good thing? Is that do you like feeling detached? Can we manifest revenge when someone cheats on you? I mean, you can manifest things like that. But, I mean, to be honest, if somebody cheated on you, you manifested them cheating, too. Do you have a routine for manifesting? No. I don't have a routine for anything at this point, like, in life, in general. I just kind of do whatever feels good for me at this point. Like, if I want to saturate, I'll saturate. If I don't want to, I'm not going to. If I want to listen to a sleep tape, I will, but I'm not going to force myself at this point. I mean, detachment comes naturally, and I see the old story dying and see me in the new one more. Absolutely. I think if detachment is coming naturally, absolutely. I know there was times in the past I would try to force myself to detach, to, like, not think about stuff, and it never worked for me. But there was also times I would kind of feel naturally detached. And that was a really good place to be, and a really good feeling. Being like, yeah, I know it's mine. And feeling like I didn't have to do all these things to get my shit. And you don't have to do all these techniques to get your shit. You don't. You just kind of keep reminding yourself, yeah, it's mine. I have it. You just make the decision that this is yours now. There's no other option. That's how it is, because it's your reality and you fucking say so. And then if you do end up having doubt creep in, you just say, no, it's mine. You just, return back to the new story. I mean, your life itself seems more like a vacation than a vacation itself. Yeah, I enjoy, honestly, I just really like being at home. I'm a homebody, and I like playing video games, and I like enjoying my apartment, like my place. I like being in my own place and having it decked out, and just I enjoy being in my own space. I'd rather be home than anywhere else. Wait, so we don't have to detach? All we got to say the new story? Yeah, you don't have to detach. There are times you will naturally detach, and that's okay. But I don't recommend trying to, like... Well, okay. There's when I say detach, I know a lot of people, when they talk about detachment, they'll talk about, like, detach from your desire, kind of. Like, you just decide it's yours, and then you forget about it. That's what I mean when I say don't forcibly detach. Like, you don't have to force yourself to stop thinking about your shit. But if you naturally just feel detached, that's good. But you do want to detach from the how and the when. That's my version of detach. Just detach from the how and the when and affirm that it's already yours. But yeah, but I do know that some people just say, there's just a few meanings of detach, pretty much. Different people's perspective of detach. I love your accent. Where are you from? I'm from Tennessee. I'm a little southern. Not too bad, just a little. Just a little. I'm not as bad as some other people around here. It's so crazy this is happening to us. I feel detached too. That's good. That's awesome. How do I stop from ignoring and breadcrumbs? So you want to stop... Wait, what do you mean? How do I stop ignoring them? Wait, how do I stop them ignoring? So you want your SP to stop ignoring you? Stop saying they're ignoring you. They're not ignoring you. They're always contacting you. And breadcrumbs, if you see breadcrumbs, just tell yourself, no, I want the whole cake. And you keep persisting. Say that you have it all. You have exactly what you want. You have it now. What if she doesn't know me like that? Wait, what? Are you talking about your SP? Like, what do you mean? What if she doesn't know me like that? I feel like saying she doesn't know me is also an assumption. She does know me. Hi, Beth. When coaches say to forget the old story, does that mean memories you have with that person too? I think it depends on, do you want to forget them? Like, when I say to forget the old story, I say stop identifying with it. Stop allowing the old story to interfere with the new story. You don't have to forget your past. You don't have to forget you don't have to forget it. You don't have to. I remember my past. I think about my past at times, but I know that I'm not that version of my past self anymore. I am a new version of myself, and I'm no longer identifying as that old story version anymore. You don't have to forget. Just stop identifying with it. Start telling yourself you're the version you want to be. I need you. Why? I detach naturally and easily. Hell yes. What kind of video games do you like? I like a little bit of everything. Zombie games, horror games, Fallout, Fortnite. I mostly play Fortnite. Like, no matter what I do, I feel like this is impossible for me now. Again, literally, your word is law. Like, guys, when I'm serious, I used to be this person too, I'm telling you. I would always tell myself, this feels impossible. This feels so hard. I can't do this. I'm doing something wrong. Your word is law. The law of assumption is literal. Whatever you're assuming to be true is what is the reality you're selecting at that time. So right now you're selecting a version of reality where this is impossible for you. That's the version you're selecting right now, where it's impossible. And so it's going to be that way until you tell yourself, no, this is completely possible. I'm doing everything right, and it's mine now. Until you start selecting a new version of reality that you want to experience, I'm serious. Like, I think if people really understood that your word is law, whatever you are assuming to be true at any given moment is what is going to be reflected. So if you're thinking it's impossible, it's going to be impossible. So is it better to make her come back to me than how to release trauma from cheated? Okay. So do you want this person back? Because if you want him back, you can have him back. But if you're having a lot of issues with being cheated on, what really helped me was realizing that they didn't do this to hurt me. They didn't do this because they had a choice, because they don't have free will in your reality. They are simply playing the role, the script that you give them. So if you're over here assuming they're cheating on me, they have to reflect that. If you're over here saying they're obsessed with me, they would never do anything to hurt me, I'm the one and only for them, they will reflect that. You need to change your thoughts about it. Change your assumptions about it. Beth is a true Taurus, a homebody. Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. I would rather be at home than anywhere else, truly. I'm just, I like being at home. I don't know. I'll go on vacation one day, maybe. I just really don't like, even if I did go on vacation, I'd have to stay at a hotel or like an Airbnb. And I've seen Barbarian. I've seen that horror movie. You will not catch me at no Airbnb. Y'all got me fudged up. Have you seen Barbarian? It's a great movie, but no thank you. No ma'am. I'm just gonna stay home and mind my business, okay? That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I can only see SP as someone who wants third party. I can't even imagine him as the version I want anymore. Then that is what will be reflected for you. That is what is going to be reflected for you, because that is your state right now. That's who you're being. That's what you're thinking. That's what you're assuming to be true. This is the version of reality that you're selecting right now. So, you can try some kind of nervous system regulations. There are so many options out there. Personally, what I did was repetition. Because repetition is, I think, a form of nervous system regulation. But you can, if you're feeling like this constantly, then you need to try to, if you want to, do some kind of nervous system regulation. Whatever you find works best for you. But I know in my case, whenever I felt like that, I would just give up, honestly. In the past, whenever I felt like this was impossible, I would give up and say, fuck it, whatever. And then I ended up never getting my shit. This was remember 3 years ago though, when I first got into the law of assumption. And I was still kind of learning about everything. But yeah, I would give up, and I never got my shit. I never got it. I don't want it now though. It's not anything I want now. But back then, yeah, no, I would literally tell myself, this seems impossible. I can't do this. What the fuck? And I would just give up, and I never got it. Because that was the version of reality I was selecting at that time. So, select a better version of reality that you want to experience. I use repetition. That's what I do. I use repetition for it. And right now, she blocked me everywhere. She can unblock you, though. Being blocked doesn't mean anything, I promise. Am I bothering you? I don't think so. I think he's asleep. For me, I'm detached because I'm not worried and obsessed about the how and when. I know what will happen. Absolutely, yeah. And that's the thing. When people are, I feel obsessed with the how and the when. For one, that's exhausting. Being obsessed with the how and the when and everything going on in the 3D and constantly flipping thoughts. All of that shit is just exhausting in general. That's why it's kind of at one point, I just stopped trying to think about anything else except for my affirmations. Yes, I've had visions and dreams of her for 26 years and found out she was real, connected, and then she ghosted. Okay, so she knows. Okay, yeah. Well, stop telling yourself she ghosted. No, she didn't. You guys are still connected and still in contact. I think you should have a so what mentality towards circumstances. At this point, that's what it is. For me personally, that's, I've talked about, after the eviction, that's when my whole mentality towards manifestation changed. I realized I could doubt and waver. Wavering, of course, it did delay shit for me. But, I could have doubts and still get my shit. There was a point, there was so much false knowledge I had in my head about, if you doubt, you fucked up. If you have a negative thought, you ruined everything. If you wavered, you're done for. I just had all these beliefs in my head about certain things. But after this, I realized I can cry, I can scream, I can get mad, I can feel any emotion I want to feel and get my shit. I can have doubts and not identify with them. I can have negative thoughts and just let them pass by. I don't have to dwell in that shit. You don't have to identify with every negative thought. And, I'm saying a lot, I know. But I also, watching Manifesting with Kimberly helped me a lot too, because she helped me realize that it's normal for people to have negative thoughts and doubts. Like, it's a completely normal thing. And that you're not ever going to not have doubts and negative thoughts. You're always going to have them, even if they're just like for a second and then they disappear. Everybody has them. Just like intrusive thoughts. A lot of people have intrusive thoughts, but they don't mean anything. You know that they're just intrusive thoughts, and you usually just let them fly. You know, you let them pass by, and then you go on with your day. And that's exactly what you can do with these doubts and negative thoughts that you don't want to experience. You don't have to dwell in them and identify with them. And that's what helped me a lot. And like now, yeah, I can absolutely just be like, circumstances don't fucking matter. They really, truly don't, because I know that the only reality that matters is the 4D, which is your imagination, your consciousness. You know, whatever. We're not going to talk about that. Consciousness. There we go. Okay, don't know why I couldn't say that. But the 4D is the only reality that matters. It really, truly is, because that's where everything is created. So everything you're currently experiencing was created up here first. And it seems to be created pretty fucking quickly when it's something you don't want, because you don't have resistance to that, right? But when it comes to something you do want, people tend to have resistance to it because they're so programmed for the worst case scenario. That's just how it is. They're simply programmed that I can't have what I want. Everything always goes wrong. This is impossible. You know, that's just how a lot of people are programmed. And what did help me was just reprogramming my beliefs about manifestation in general. I'm a great manifester. I'm perfect at manifesting. I'm a master manifester. I get everything I want quickly and easily. Everything is so easy for me. Manifesting is easy. Consciously manifesting is easy. And that's a huge issue people have, is just their self-concept around manifestation in general. And I know I'm doing everything right, so literally that's it. Yeah, the worst trap is telling yourself that you were doing something wrong. Yeah, because then you're literally choosing a version of reality where that's true for you. And the thing is, you're not. You're not. Unless you're telling yourself you're doing something wrong, and then you are, because that's the reality you've chosen for yourself. I'm going to use thought transmission for my SP to contact me during lunch. Hell yeah. Do it, potatoes. They're getting your thoughts on so late. Not too late. No, I just got on. Like not long ago. I got on at like 10:30. I was playing Fortnite. Athena went to bed early tonight and I was surprised. She starts school back tomorrow. So she had to be in bed early. Hey, I've got a question. Can I manifest someone instantly? If so, can you please explain how? You can manifest anything instantly. The moment you decide it's yours in the 4D, it is instant. Now, if you want it to happen instantly in your reality, don't contradict it. Decide it's yours and decide it's yours now. Don't worry about the when and the how. Don't contradict it outside of that. So how do I go about manifesting her back? You just tell yourself, you affirm. You don't have to robotically affirm. But your thoughts, you just tell yourself, I have her. We're back together. We're in this relationship. OMG, Beth, I affirmed you would go live. Hell yeah. Barbarian. It was a good movie. It was a good movie. But like, I don't trust staying in other people's houses. Like, I just worry too much about stuff like that. And I know that's an assumption and shit. But I'm good with it, because I don't plan on staying at anybody's house, like Airbnbs and shit. I've just heard too many horror stories about it. Wait, 3D, I asked him to help with the school thing by showing me his, and he ignored over text. I think it might have filtered your comment, Ethereal. All I see is, I asked him to help with the school thing by showing me his, and he ignored me over text, and ignored me all before that ever. So you're saying he's been ignoring you, right? That's the reality you're choosing for yourself. That's the story you're telling yourself, is that he's ignoring me. He's been ignoring me since Thursday. No, he's not ignoring me. He's in contact with me. I have to have the passport in my purse. I love to move everywhere. I feel stuck in LA. I need to go somewhere different. Ooh, I couldn't do LA. Like, I know other people can. I can't, because there's too many people. Too many people. I don't like a lot of people. Like, I like living in BFE, because really there's like I think LA is beautiful. I do. I think a lot of big places are beautiful. But I also think the country is, this is just where I grew up, so this is where I'm used to. I'm used to just living in quiet, small places. I remember I moved to like a more crowded place a few years ago, and I was not. It took me a long time to get used to it. And I still wasn't fully used to it. I didn't like it. And then I moved, 2 years ago? I moved here 2 years ago. I mean, it's all in the same area, but just different little towns. But like, yeah, no, I like the peace and quiet. Does affirming override subconscious patterns about success? Yes. If you have a subconscious pattern about I am not successful and you are affirming I am successful, the I am successful will overwrite I'm not successful. If that makes sense. I want longer legs. I feel so stubby and look weird and everything. You can do that. I have the perfect legs. So how we know reality has been shifted like I want? Because you decided. Because you said so. That's all you need to do. You just decide. And how I usually decide is I just affirm for it. So if I want an SP, affirming is deciding because your word is law. You don't have to, do all this shit to get it. You can just be like, we're together. We are back together. She is back in my life. And you just remind yourself of that. Hi, Beth. Good to see you. Hi, Sophia. How are you? And how to feel not waiting, we manifested. Anytime I felt like I was waiting, I would just remind myself, I already have it. It's already mine. It's already done. Today, SP sent another work email. I ignored it and let my coworker handle it. You know what? Hell yeah. So he texted me directly and told him I'm at lunch. I'm just tired of only getting work-related messages. Absolutely. I get that. Hell yeah, though. Hell, it's standing on business. That's what it's about. Yeah, just tell yourself in your head, no, he wants more than a work relationship, work conversation. He wants to be with me. He's going to contact me and confess his love for me. What's the difference between wavering and doubting? So doubting is just like having these thoughts of, doubt. Like, is it working? Is it working? That's a doubt. Is it working? Wavering is when you dwell in that doubt or any like negative thoughts. Is it working? No, and then you're just kind of like dwelling in it. You're kind of going like you're affirming in your head everything that could go wrong or like anything that's contradicting it. Doubting isn't a bad thing. You're going to doubt, but you don't have to dwell in it. Wavering is a choice. Doubting, not so much, because we're going to have those moments of doubt, and that's fine. But you can choose not to waver and dwell in those doubts. I don't know how to stop being scared of my thoughts and then spiraling over it. The thoughts don't control you. The thoughts have no power over you. Your thoughts are coming mostly from your ego. And most of the thoughts you don't want to experience are coming from your ego. And just remind yourself of that. I've been there where I was scared of my thoughts. And I'm not going to lie, it took me a while to not be afraid of my thoughts. Only because I was overcomplicating everything. I was making it so much harder than it had to be. But I think, once you finally understand that your word is law. And your thoughts you don't have to identify with your thoughts. Your thoughts are not you. You are not your thoughts. Most of your thoughts don't even come from you. It's your ego, which you kind of learn to stop identifying with those ego thoughts. And you can kind of start telling which one's your thoughts and which one's your ego. If it's anything negative or doubtful, that's your fucking ego. And then I just learned to be like, no, that's not my thought. That's my ego. Like, I ain't got to be scared of it. I ain't got to be scared of them. And if you spiral, it's okay. But I think you need to start with, I don't need to be afraid of my thoughts. I'm not my thoughts. I don't identify with my thoughts. I know who I am, and that's not me. I'm the new version of myself. But yeah, like, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name. I'm going to say M. But like M said, nervous system regulation, absolutely. Like, I really do think that would be helpful if it's, like this constantly. Definitely try some sort of regulation. Like I said, I always just affirmed. There was times I affirmed I am safe. I am regulated. I am calm. I'm safe, I'm calm, I'm okay, whatever would make me feel better at that moment. I would just affirm. But you could do something besides affirming. He obviously wants to talk to me, but he's not acknowledging. He ghosted me. No, he didn't. He didn't ghost you. He is acknowledging you. He's going to contact you. He's going to confess. I visualize him showing up and begging for me to let him prove that he's better now. Absolutely. Yeah. Hell yeah. You know what? I like that. Keep going with that. Yeah. Hey, Chas. How are you? I know for a fact my SP is going to contact me tomorrow, and I'm a little bit nervous. You're nervous? Why are you nervous? I mean, I feel like it's okay to feel nervous, but why are you nervous? Don't you want her to contact you? Have I manifested something by putting a time limit on it? I don't put time limits on stuff. I don't put time limits on it. I tried manifesting on a time crunch with my eviction, and it didn't work. So I just kept going, and I got it a few weeks later. But, like, I wanted to manifest receiving that email by, like, before the day I was supposed to be evicted. And, it didn't happen. I was also putting a lot of pressure on myself and telling myself this wasn't going to work. So, obviously, it wasn't going to work for me because I was saying it wasn't going to work. But yeah, at this point, after that, I've never tried again because I realized it really did put a lot more pressure and resistance on me when I was trying to manifest on a time crunch. What have you heard about Airbnbs? Well, I haven't heard any. I've seen a few things, like, not lately, but in the past I have, about, like, even in hotel rooms, though. Like, I don't really like staying in hotel rooms either. Because, like, bed bugs, secret cameras, shit like that. I would rather sleep in my car than an Airbnb or a hotel. Like, I am not trying to bring... Like, a lot of places are clean, don't get me wrong. But I am afraid of... Like, one of my fears is getting bed bugs. Because I have a lot of nice shit and I don't want bed bugs. So I just do things to avoid that. Which is hotels. Is it possible to reverse a health condition? Yeah, absolutely. You can heal yourself. So standing on business is good because I wasn't sure, but I feel like that's what me as a wife would do. Absolutely. You can set your boundaries. You can stand on business. You don't have to accept anything in your reality you don't have to accept, including this version of SP only contacting you in work-related situations. Random question, but how do you robotically affirm? So I am wealthy, 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 I am wealthy. Sometimes I'll do it out loud, and sometimes I'll just do that, exactly that in my head. Like, I'll literally do that in my thoughts. I am wealthy, I am wealthy, I am wealthy, I am wealthy. That's how I robotically affirm. I don't really try to feel anything with it. I don't try to force myself to believe it either. I called my SP on Friday night and he didn't pick up. My ego is bruised and makes me think he's done. How can I change that? You change the way... you could change your perspective on it, for one. So you said you called him Friday night and he didn't pick up. Your perspective on it. You're probably thinking he didn't answer because he didn't want to talk to me. Maybe he broke his phone. Maybe his phone died. I don't know. Give it a good logical reason why he didn't answer besides he just didn't want to talk to me. And then you start telling yourself, he loves me. He wants to be with me. Hi, what do you think about God's will related to manifestation? God's will. I believe that we are God. Like, I personally believe in a God, but I also believe that we are the gods of our reality. So I don't believe that something is God's will. I believe it's based on our assumptions. Like, nervous, thrilled. I'm not scared of it. I'm just mentally preparing for it. So, like, you're kind of excited, but, like, also a little bit anxious. Yeah, I get that. That's okay. I just feel impatient. See myself wanting to check 3D. Like, what is taking so long? That's what's taking so long. What is you're saying what's taking so long. If you're telling yourself that constantly, that's why it's taking so long. Like, if you say it once, you're fine. But, like, if you're saying that constantly, that's an issue. Hi, how can I manifest to pass my behind the wheel test? You affirm just that. I passed it. You can visualize. You can tell yourself you passed it. You will pass it. I'm sorry, I'm still a little confused. So I can affirm we are married, I'm his wife, and ignore him if he's not showing up upset. Yeah, you can. You do not have to interact with him. You can ignore him. You do not have to interact with the version that you don't want. You do not have to interact with him if he's not who you want him to be yet. I was not interacting with my SP really until he started showing up as the way I wanted him to. No, I don't always say it was taking long, but I am getting impatient and focusing on time a bit. Okay. Well, that's normal, but you have to kind of learn to, I'm not impatient, I already have it. Like, if you feel impatient, that's fine, but we want to be like, I already have it. It's already mine. It's done. So, okay, wait, no. I've been changing affirmations. Should I just stick to some, and how many should I? That's up to you. That's up to you. The how many, you can do how many you want. I usually stick to one because I just like one, but you can have a list if you want to. Okay, I just don't want to sabotage him coming back. You can't sabotage unless you assume you can. You can do whatever you want in your reality and still have him come back begging on his fucking knees. Unless you start assuming that, oh, if I start ignoring him, then that's going to ruin everything. It's not going to ruin anything unless you assume it will. People from your past coming back all of a sudden when you're manifesting an SP is a common sign. I think so. I do. I think that if you're manifesting someone and people from your past or random people that you don't even know, start getting interested in you, yeah, I do. I do think that's a sign. I don't know how to stop letting the 3D hurt and betrayal in 3D rule me. Well, like I said, the first thing I did was I had to understand when I had all this resentment with SP is that they didn't do this on purpose. They weren't doing this to hurt me or betray me. They were simply acting out the role I gave them. Okay, they're an actor in your own movie, and you handed your SP the script, the part in your movie, and he had to act that out. That's all it is. He doesn't have free will, and that's proof that he doesn't have free will in your reality. That is the proof. So now you need to write a new script and give it to this person. Mentally, of course. Write a new script for him. How do you want him to show up? How do what version do you want this person to be? And then you give them that script instead. And then they will start playing that part. But right now, you're giving them the script of, we shouldn't even be friends anymore. Because you was telling me how you was scared of this happening. And I'm not saying your fears are always going to manifest. But if that's the story you're telling yourself, if that's the version of reality you're choosing, that's how it's going to be. That will be reflected. That will play out perfectly for you. So, you chose that reality where he told you we shouldn't be friends anymore. I miss 3P. So, that's what he's doing. But if you choose a reality and send out the script of, no, I want to be with you instead. I'm over 3P. This person is out of the picture completely. I want to spend my life with you. Then that is the part he will play perfectly. It is all about you. It's never been about SP. It never will be about SP. It is all about you and you alone. That is it. I promise you. It has nothing to do with this person betraying and wanting to hurt you. It's simply you and your assumption and the story you are choosing. When I rekindle with SP, is it wrong to bring up stuff they did in the past? Why are you wanting to bring up stuff from the past? Are you still hurt by it? Because pretty much what I just said, like, I get it if you're upset. Like, obviously, I had a lot of resentment I had to work through. And I worked through it before I started manifesting SP because I knew that I still had a lot of resentment about this person. And it's not really something I felt like I needed to work through. I just simply had to stop identifying with it. I had to stop identifying as the person who has all this trauma I have to heal from. You don't have to heal from shit. You just stop identifying as that version of yourself. No, that's not me. I don't have any trauma. I don't have to heal from shit. I'm perfect the way I am. I'm already perfect, whole, and complete. There's nothing for me to heal from. I have no trauma. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm perfect, bruh. Like, I'm perfect now. I have no hurt and pain from the past. I mean, you can simply stop identifying it. And that's kind of pretty much what I did. I was affirming for it, obviously. And I was affirming I forgive myself and everyone around me for playing the part I gave them or something like that. But everyone around me and around you, everyone in our reality is simply playing their part that we give them. They are a mirror, a reflection of us. They are not doing things to hurt us. They are not. They are not doing things on purpose. Nothing is on purpose. Nothing is random. Everything is simply reflecting you. Everything is simply feedback from the state you are in. So if you are seeing something unfavorable, that's because that's the reality you're choosing. Simply. You're choosing the version of yourself that doesn't have it and that's experiencing things you don't want to experience. And you can choose a different reality. You just have to stop entertaining the old one that you don't want to experience anymore. Hi, Zinc. How are you? He did ghost for like 2 weeks. I just want him to suffer a little more. You know what? Hell yeah. Make that man suffer if you want to. If you want to make him suffer, make him suffer. Hi, kitty. Look at this big boy. Wait, I don't know if you can see him. It's dark. Can you see that belly? Can you see that belly? He don't care. It's dark in here. I like it dark. Oh. Hold on. Oh, he's so pretty, though. Is it true that we can only manifest SP that has an opposite gender with us? What? No. You can manifest any gender you want. Who said this? Who said this? What? I've never heard that, but no, that's not true. You can manifest anybody you want. Beth, is an everything SP... Wait. Is everything SP does from us, like how much of it is themselves on their own? If you are experiencing a version of SP that is... If you are entertaining this version and in contact with this version and they're showing up a certain way, that's reflecting you. Yeah. Yeah. Now, if they're, yeah, everybody is a reflection of us. I'm trying to manifest my SP, but whenever I read on it is so disappointing. Okay, so you're trying to manifest my SP, but whenever I read on it is so disappointing. What do you mean? But whenever I read on it is so disappointing. I don't understand that part. Reword that part for me. Because I'm really not sure what you're trying to say. You are the best, Beth. Thank you. You're welcome. Lay down, Binks. Lay down, baby. I went to no contact with my SP since I didn't like that version of him I was experiencing, but I had a strong feeling he chased. Did he chase? Try to fix this. It's not about fixing. It's simply about just trying to choose a new reality, a new story. That's it. You don't have to chase. You don't have to fix. You just stop entertaining the story you don't want to experiencing anymore. That's all it is. And pretty much how you do that is you stop saying this person, what'd you say? You went no contact with my SP since I didn't like that version. Okay. So this person is still showing up as the version I don't like. Stop telling yourself that. And I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but I'm just giving an example. So if you want to experience a new reality and choose a new reality, I'm choosing the reality where SP shows up exactly how I want him to. SP is the perfect version of himself. SP is the perfect man, the perfect partner. SP is just perfect in general and shows up exactly how I want him to show up. I don't want to give up with my SP, but I'm feeling tired. Why are you feeling tired? Look, all you have to do. So I got cat hair in my mouth. I don't know how. I really do not know how that got in there. No clue. Anyways. I blame you. They can't see you because you're so dark, but I blame you. She's the void, especially when it's super dark in here. But what was I going to say? I feel like it could be exhausting and people get tired when they're constantly micromanaging the how, the when. Maybe you're trying to flip every negative thought you have. Maybe, you could be affirming 24/7, and that's also very exhausting. That's not something you have to do. All you really have to do is decide SP is mine and he is mine now. We are back together. And you stick to that. Don't contradict it. If you catch yourself doubting, it's fine. Just don't dwell in it. But he didn't bother to contact me. I've been affirming for him for 3 months. Okay. You might be affirming for him for 3 months. But you're obviously more in the old story than the new story if it's been 3 months. You're still choosing the version of reality where you don't have them. Because you did just say he didn't bother to contact me. So that's the version of reality you're choosing. I am manifesting my SP, but these days I feel like I no longer want him back and I don't know why. Okay. I mean, that can happen sometimes. I know, especially when some people end up working on self-concept. They might realize that they no longer want this SP, that they, want somebody better. Because maybe, they've just had a rough past and they just kind of realize they've outgrown them. They've outgrown this SP and they want something new and fresh, and that's okay. You might also just be detached, and usually I think when this happens, people's like, I'm manifesting my SP, but I feel like I no longer want him and I don't know why. And I think usually in that case, it can be because you've just kind of detached from it and you feel whole internally. Like internally you've shifted and you know that this person is yours, and you don't feel so obsessed with them on the outside anymore. You don't really feel like you need them now because you have them internally, if that makes sense. I'm trying to manifest my SP, but whenever I read on, it is so disappointing. Yeah, I don't understand that. Okay, so you're wanting to manifest an SP, but whenever I read on, it is so disappointing. Yeah, I don't understand that part. Okay, if you want to manifest the SP, what would you be thinking if you had this person? Our relationship is amazing. I'm so in love with my SP. We're so good together. I love spending time with my SP. Start being that person. Start being that version. Hold on, I lost my spot. What do you recommend, Beth? I feel so impatient. I recommend choosing one story and sticking to it. So me personally, I like to affirm. If I start doubting it or contradicting it, so if I'm affirming for my person, we're together, and then my ego jumps in and is like, no, you're not, I'm going to be like, yeah, we're together. We're together. I'm going to robotically affirm until I'm back in the state of having it. Hey, Jordan, how are you? Any tips to get SP to text me? SP texted me. SP texted me. You can visualize them or just say SP is going to text me. SP will text me. SP did text me. I'm trying to manifest my SP, but when your SP came back, did you accept him right away? If my SP says he misses me, I don't know what to say when he disappears. Okay, so he came back, and he wasn't really the version I wanted just yet. I was still, we were texting. He texted me my affirmations I was saying, and he was like, you've been on my mind a lot here lately, and I don't know why. And I was like, did you send that to the right person? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, just making sure. And he said he missed me and all this stuff. And then we was chatting some more. Like, we talked for hours. And then he ended up bringing up his ex they had just broken up. But, yeah, he was like, I really wanted things to work out with this person, but I didn't trust her around the kids. So, obviously that didn't make me feel good. That's not exactly the version I wanted, right? Like, obviously I don't want my man to say some bullshit like that, but I did not let it affect me. Obviously, it was a little sting. It was like a little bee sting. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? That's unexpected. But, I was just like, I kept going with the conversation. I was like, in my head, I was like, it literally doesn't matter. I know that he's mine. Like, I got rid of that 3P. They're gone. They're out of the picture. They don't matter. Even if he brought them up, I might just have a little bit of assumption left that I might think he still wants her a little bit. And that's pretty much what happened. I still just had a bit of belief that maybe he would go back to her or maybe he still wants her. But I was like, no, I did not let it affect me. I did not, blow up on him or anything. We still texted a little bit. And then I ended up going to bed. And then that's when he kind of went ghost for a few days. And I just kind of took it as, it was the silence. And I took it as that's when everything is moving and conforming. And that this is his time where he's realizing just how much he loves me and misses me and wants to be with me and have a family. And that was his time to fully conform. So yeah, after those 3 days, he came back pretty great. So yeah, that's the story. But he wasn't exactly how I wanted him at first, but, it was fine. It worked out. I'm sure he doesn't mean to hurt me, but it does hurt. He's not trying to hurt you, I promise. If you're experiencing something right now, like, your SP hanging out with a 3P, and they might not be together. It might just be a girl you don't want him to hang out with. That does not mean that they're together at all. Don't assign it that meaning. I simply take it as feedback. As this is happening in my reality right now, because I still have a little bit of assumption. I'm still thinking that maybe I can't have this relationship. Maybe this person doesn't want me. Maybe they want somebody else. And that's pretty much just feedback telling me what I need to work on. So that's how I take it. It's not because he's trying to hurt you. He's just a reflection of you. So if you're seeing that right now, it's telling you who you are being, the version you're choosing. So what about stuff SP did that hurt me while we were not together in contact? Well, if y'all weren't even together, I wouldn't even worry about that shit. I wouldn't even be focused on stuff he did. Like, my SP did a lot of shit when we weren't together. He dated a lot of hoes. He had a lot of hoes moving in. Did that hurt? Yeah. Yeah, of course that hurt. And I had to get over that resentment and that hurt. And how I did it was I forgave myself. Because, again, I realized he was not doing this shit to hurt me. He was simply reflecting me. That's the version of him I was choosing. So that's the version that was showing up. Is that not a manifestation from me? It is, yeah. Everything is a manifestation from you. Binks is sweet. She disappeared. Where'd she go? I don't know. Like tarot readings on it? Yeah, tarot readings are not set in stone. That's just telling you the state you're in at that current moment. Do my actions affect my manifestations? I guess it depends on your assumption. It's all about assumptions. I think I lie. I think I manifest that Camp Rock 3 is filming the next 5 months. IDK how? Oh, they're filming for the next few months. That's awesome. I just want my man back. You can have him back. Start telling yourself you have him back. Hi, Bella. How are you? I just miss my man. That's normal. It's normal to miss him, but we want to miss him in a way that we're together. Like, if you're in a relationship, half the time you're still going to miss your SP. Like, when your SP goes to work, you're going to miss him. When they're not around you, you're together, but you still miss them. They're on a work trip or whatever. You want to miss them in that way. And that's what I would do. Whenever I would miss my person, I would tell myself, he's at work. I'll see him later. Even though, I knew, whatever. I just did it to make myself feel better. I would also visualize getting a text message. And that made me feel better too. How do I change realities so my 3D shows me what I want? I affirm for it. And so if there's something I want, like if I'm in a version of reality right now where I don't have my SP, it's because I'm telling myself I don't have my SP. So I'm going to start telling myself I do have my SP. I have him and I have him now. And that's all you have to do. Anytime you catch yourself thinking I don't have him, you want to be like, no, I do have him. We're together. We're together. We're back together. I ended up manifesting an ex. My mom really liked to reach out to her. Okay, I ended up manifesting an ex. My mom really liked to reach out to her again. They're going to a concert together later this month. You know what? Hell yeah, Bella. That's amazing. It's been so long since we spoke. So, that don't matter. That does not matter. It does not matter how long it's been. Time doesn't matter. No, but we weren't in contact, but the stuff he did was related to me. Did I create that too? But the stuff he did was related to me. Yeah. The hot and cold is when I get discouraged. If you're getting hot and cold, it's because you're hot and cold. So if your SP is showing up the version you want, that's because you're choosing that reality where they're showing up the way you want. But if they're showing up in an unfavorable way, it's because you're choosing a reality where they show up in that unfavorable way. So, and pretty much how we choose realities is our assumptions. So what are you assuming to be true? Are you over here thinking, oh, they're showing up perfectly. I love this version of SP. They're being so nice to me. This is amazing. This is awesome. They took me out. We had a great night. Oh, amazing. Or are you over here they're looking at another girl? Are they cheating on me? Are they going to fucking cheat on me? Are they seeing somebody else? Is there a 3P? Okay, that's the big difference. That's the realities you're choosing. So which reality are you choosing? And that's why you get the hot and cold. Because if you're back and forth, they're going to be back and forth. Because they're always reflecting what you are dominantly assuming to be true at any given moment. So if you're assuming that they're this great version of themselves, they'll show up that way. But if in the next moment you're assuming that they're looking at this hot girl, they're going to show up that way. They're going to show up exactly that way. Because they have to. They're a reflection of you. I think they doing more callback, but I'm affirming I got the row for free. Oh, absolutely, yes. You got the row for free. Hell yeah. Keep telling yourself that. Keep affirming that. SP literally works with me, but I missed her a lot this weekend. See, yeah, right? Yeah. It's normal to miss your SP. Absolutely. It's normal. It's a normal thing. And then I would just be like, oh, I'm going to see him. It's okay. I'll see him, or I'll get to talk to him. And I might visualize us spending time together, and that would make me feel better. I keep bumping into my spam's brother, but not him. Oh, into my SP's brother? Well, that's okay. And tell yourself, this is movement. This is great. SP's brother. Next, it's going to be SP. How long did it take you to get your SP? 11 days. How do I know it's inspired action versus forcing in the 3D in career? We're in anything, inspired action, it will feel like a nudge. Kind of like an intuition or a gut feeling. Kind of, not exactly, but just to give you an idea. It will literally feel like a natural thought you just have. Like, I heard a story where a girl, she was manifesting an SP, and she left her wallet in her car or something. So she was like, oh, I need to go to my car to get my wallet. And there outside, she met her SP, and they reconciled because she had this nudge to go back to the car to get her wallet. It'll just kind of feel like a nudge to go do something. It might be a nudge to be like, oh, there's a new coffee shop that just opened up. I want to go try it. And you meet your SP there. Or you meet somebody, a big boss there, and then they think you're the perfect candidate for their position to feel at work. It'll just feel like a nudge. But forcing is exactly how it sounds. It feels like you're forcing to do it. It's not something you really want to do. It would be like applying for a job you don't want to apply for. That's forcing. Rather than getting the nudge to randomly see, hold on, I have a puzzle piece. You might see a good looking job position and you might be like, ooh, that looks cool. I'll apply for it. Inspired. But if it feels forced, it's forcing. I do think and affirm all the time. Well, I mean, yeah. But are you affirming in your favor? I affirm all the time. Am I doing anything wrong? Are you affirming in your favor, though? Are you affirming in your favor or against you? Beth, will doing 10-minute sessions bring my manifestation into fruition faster? If you assume it will. Again, it's all about assumptions. It's all about assumptions, and everybody has different assumptions. I feel crazy saying that knowing we're not in contact at all. I feel crazy saying that. I mean, you don't have to say that. You could say SP will contact me. You could say they will contact. That's what I said. I said SP can't stop thinking about me. SP will contact me. Because it felt a lot more, pretty much like you said, crazy. If I had a lot of resistance to saying SP contacted me. So I said SP will contact me. I was having random weird thoughts, wondering, was my SP unloyal in the past? I got a KY, and I hate that I even had those thoughts up. It's because of your self-concept. That's exactly why you had those thoughts come up. Why do I manifest extreme hot and cold with my SP? Because you keep going back and forth between the new story and the old story. If you're constantly saying, oh, they're showing up exactly how I want, and then the next second you're like, they're not the version I want yet, or whatever you're thinking, you're going back and forth, and then that's going to give you hot and cold behavior. Where was I? I've been dreaming about my SP and been hearing his name with 11-7 or 7-11. Hell yeah. Yes, I'm affirming in my favor. Don't worry. Then you're good. You're golden. Keep doing that. I feel law of assumption and law of attraction goes hand in hand. I do think they end up meeting, but they are completely different. Like law of attraction, I do think with law of assumption, you end up getting on the same frequency. But the thing about law of attraction is high vibes, feel good, think positive all the time. You don't have to do that shit with law of assumption. But I do think at the end of law of assumption, by the time you get your shit, you are on the same frequency of having it, but there is a difference. But they do merge together at a certain point, I think, with the frequency things. Affirming with 10-minute sessions made me feel good, but after a while it felt like a chore. Is that my lack of discipline, or does it mean I should stop if it feels like a chore? If it feels like a chore, you don't have to do it. You could just do it whenever you want to do it. Yeah, like, if it feels like a chore, you don't have to force yourself to do it. You could just affirm whatever you feel like affirming. Where was I? Okay, I feel bad now, but I know what to do, but I don't feel good. You don't have to feel good. You don't have to feel good to manifest. You ain't ever gotta feel good. That's okay. Hold on. Where was I? What time is it? How long have it? It's been an hour and a half. Is that true that we can only manifest SP that has an opposite gender with us? Or you can manifest whoever. You can manifest whoever you want to manifest. Gender don't matter. While you were affirming, did it not ever feel like a chore? Because I was thinking yeah. For my eviction, yes, it felt like a chore. And I didn't want to fucking do it, but I knew I had to do it. Now, the difference now versus then, I still didn't fully understand everything that I do now. But with the eviction, I was so in the old story. Obviously, the circumstances were in my freaking face like nothing else. I couldn't exactly avoid the circumstances. It's not like it was a SP that I could just stop interacting with. I was definitely letting my circumstances control me for a while. It took 2 months. But at first, I was talking to lawyers. I was trying to force the 3D. Talking to lawyers, trying to get in contact with the owner, because the property manager was just trying to evict me for no reason whatsoever. I always paid my rent, so it had nothing to do with rent or anything like that. It was simply a no-fault eviction because she did not like me. It was not fair. It was infuriating. I was just mad. And so trying to get a lawyer, obviously in Tennessee, you can get evicted for shits and giggles. There was nothing the lawyers could do. The lawyer literally told me to move in with my parents. I cried in my car. I literally bawled. I was screaming and hitting my steering wheel. I was beating the fuck up out of my car because I was so infuriated and I was just bawling like a baby. So then I went home and I was like, you know what? I'm tired of this. It was exhausting trying to force the 3D. So I was like, I'm just going to affirm. And so for 2 months, I affirmed. There was a lot of wavering, a lot of tears, a lot of emotions, a lot of affirming through tears, through anger, through anxiety, through the pit in my stomach. I had all of it. I dealt with it every single day for 2 fucking months. It was a nightmare. It was the worst 2 months of my life. I was in a very depressed, bad place. Like, my mental health was shit. It was not healthy. I was definitely just not in a good place mentally. But I kept repeating, I kept affirming, and at a point, I was like, I'm tired of affirming. I'm tired of this. This is annoying. I would literally be affirming, and I would get so impatient, and I would be like, this is stupid. It's not even working. And that's when I downloaded the Parrot app, and I recorded my affirmations, and I would just put my headphones in whenever I felt that way. I would be cussing in my head while listening to my affirmations, but I was still getting my affirmations in there. But after a while, I did notice like a decrease in doubting and wavering and how I would feel. There were times I would feel okay. I would feel decent. But then other days were just really bad days. But I did end up getting it. It took 2 months. But I got my shit. But I was forcing myself to listen to this affirmation tape because there was no other way. I was so dead set in the old story that if I wasn't listening to the affirmation tape, my mind automatically went back to, I'm getting evicted. So yeah, I kept that shit in as much as possible to kind of help me. Because obviously the repetition helps you. the repetition does help you create a belief. And even before I opened, like, I was, doubting up until the very end, but I still got my shit. So that's what matters. I still got it. But I don't have to do that now. I know now that I don't have to force myself to do that. And I don't force myself if I don't want to do saturation sessions. If I want to, I will. If I don't want to, I won't. I do whatever I feel like doing. So if I feel like doing visualizations, then I'll visualize. If I feel like doing a saturation session, then I will. I am not any longer going to force myself to do anything, because now I've after getting that manifestation, it really made me realize that I am the creator of my reality. The circumstances really don't fucking matter. I really can manifest anything I want. I really am powerful. I gained a lot of trust and faith and belief with that. So now it's a lot easier for me to manifest things without forcing myself to do all these methods and shit that I don't even really want to do. But I do like saturating my mind sometimes, and I will, absolutely, if I want something quickly, because I know that if I saturate, I'm going to get it. It's inevitable. But yeah, that's just, you'll get to a point where you manifest things and you automatically believe. You don't need to use all this repetition to believe. Like right now, a lot of people, and me including, like in the past, yes, I used repetition to believe my affirmations. You're not going to believe them at first, but that's why we use repetition, to create belief. But again, like I said, eventually you'll just naturally have this belief and you won't have to do techniques. You'll just be like, I know it's mine. I know I can have it because I said so. You'll get to that point. Everybody does. I've been crashing out. I've been affirming like crazy, and I never usually check 3D. And I've been getting angel numbers, good tarot, love readings on For You page. However, it's getting frustrated because 3D hasn't done its thing. Like, it's always coming, and I'm getting upset, discouraged. I feel like I'm trying so hard, doing everything right, and I've been patient. Okay. Like, it's always coming. So you're telling yourself it's coming, or like what? It's okay to crash out. I do want to say that. But it's... I've been getting angel numbers. Angel numbers, good. That's fine. We don't want to depend on, obviously angel numbers and tarot readings. It's getting frustrating. That's understandable. Because 3D hasn't done its thing. That's, that, I think that, are you thinking that often? Like, the 3D hasn't done its thing. It's not here yet. Is that the version of reality you're choosing where, it hasn't materialized yet? That could be the issue, because you're choosing that version of reality right now where you don't have it, where it's not here. I've felt so ugly lately, like I've looked in the mirror and cried. You just made my night. Who made your night? Did I make your... Wait, who? You're not ugly. You're not ugly. Don't think that. Hold on. I can't see you, but I know that you're beautiful. Beth, can you tell me some words of encouragement? I keep getting tarot cards and they keep telling me everything I want to hear. Wait, okay, so they keep telling you everything you want to hear. Wait. Hold on. Sorry, I lost my comments. Just give me a moment. Wait, I missed a few. What the... Where am I? Where am I? Okay. I keep getting tarot cards and they keep telling me everything I want to hear. That's good. I take that as a good thing. If they're telling you what you want to hear, that means that you're in the right state. That means that you're good. You're golden. Just stay there. If you notice yourself getting out of it, return to it. Thank you for sharing your process. You're welcome. Look, it wasn't a pretty journey for me. Like, it is now. Like, it's not an ugly process now, but let me tell you, that journey was really ugly. Like, there were days I was so depressed. I didn't want to brush my teeth. I didn't want to shower. I would literally rot in my bed. Like, it was just a really ugly process, and I'm really thankful it's over. But I did learn a lot from that process also. Like, a lot. I feel like after that, I'm fucking unstoppable. And that's not something you have to experience. That's not something I needed to experience or would have had to experience. It was just simply my assumptions playing out. Because honestly, yeah, I assumed I was going to get evicted because of certain things that happened. And then I got in my head and was like, oh, great, now I'm going to fucking get evicted because this happened. Yeah, it was, I did create it, but I also uncreated it and chose the version of reality where that was no longer an issue for me. Oh, so if it feels like a chore, I could just listen to my voice recording. Yeah, that's what I did. That's exactly what I did. I would put in my headphones and just listen to them like that. Because it felt like less of a chore that way. And, I knew that the affirmations were getting in my ears even if I was doing laundry or watching TV while they were in there. Even ChatGPT said my circumstances on almost impossible. Fuck ChatGPT, bruh. I mean, it can be good for some things, but don't listen to it. ChatGPT is a logical, what is it? AI? It's AI. You really gonna listen to AI? You gonna let AI tell you what's possible in your own reality? That's crazy. I'm not judging you. I'm not. But I am saying that's crazy. AI is not the creator of your reality. You are. It's possible. Nothing is impossible. Don't listen to AI. Don't listen to it. I'm beginner-ish to LOA, so I feel like if I don't keep affirming, it's bad or I'm being lazy. That's what I thought at first, too. I also thought that my biggest issue was just that if I stop affirming, I'm going to go back to the old story. I'm going to go back to it again. But there were days I would relax and just, have a cry day, wallow in self-pity like the Grinch says. Yeah. But, you do not have to affirm 24/7. I promise you don't. And you will get to a point that you realize that it's about making a decision and then just not contradicting it. So if I'm saying I'm with SP and then I start noticing my thoughts going back to, oh, I miss SP. I wish we were back together. I'm going to be like, what? We are together. We're together and our relationship is amazing. We are in such a healthy, committed, loving relationship. It's unbelievable. And Sammy Ingram has said, if it's not here, keep affirming. So that also adds to my worry. I mean, that's what I do, but you don't have to affirm 24/7. Like, I do affirm until I get something, but that doesn't mean... Affirming is just thinking. You don't have to robotically affirm. You don't have to focus affirm. You just think in your favor. That's all affirming is. Affirming is just your conscious thoughts. You're affirming 24/7. Your conscious thoughts, the thoughts that you are aware of, those are your affirmations. That's all it is. It's just conscious thinking. That's all affirming is. And I want you guys to understand that. You do not have to... Affirming is not a technique. Robotic affirming is. Focused affirming is. But affirming in general is not a technique. It is just your conscious thoughts. And all you have to do is consciously think in your favor. That's all you have to do. That's all I do at this point. I will saturate my mind at times. But that's it. You just think in your favor. I realized that since like February or March, I was in the process of manifesting my SP. I think that's what a lot of people do. They're not manifesting, but they're practicing. Or like, yeah, they're trying, but they're not actually manifesting. Yeah. Like tarot card readers will always say it's coming. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, you can say it's coming. That's fine. I did say my SP will contact me, but like also throughout the day, I would tell myself, I have this relationship. Our relationship is amazing. Like I told myself I still had it and I had it now. One thing that did help me was hearing my SP say love you and looping it. I could see him telling me, oh, I love that. Absolutely. That's a good thing to loop it. I love that. Other people mention what your manifestation without you being it up. Okay, wait, what? Other people mention what's your manifestation without you being it up. Wait, reword that for me. I don't fully understand that. I just want my SP. Okay, well, you don't want them. You have them. You have them and you have them now. Can you say some words of encouragement, Beth, please? Wait, are you affirming... What are you affirming? Or what are you manifesting? Sorry. Like, are let me go up here. You said you're affirming in your favor. That's amazing. Are you affirming for SP? I don't think you really even told me. Like, are you want words of encouragement for... Alright, tell me what you're manifesting. And then I got you. I'm saying I already have it, etc. Doubts don't matter, but it's been months. They don't matter. They don't matter. They don't matter. Okay. You're probably contradicting it. You're probably wavering more than you realize. And there are times that we can subconsciously, unconsciously, whatever, waver. Our subconscious controls 95% of our mind. And, you know, a lot of those thoughts come from the subconscious mind. So you can absolutely be, you know, in the back of your mind, still believing in the old story. And that's what repetition does. The repetition helps us change that story, our beliefs about that story. But, you know, if you notice, it's been, like I said, my eviction took 2 months. I don't think 2 months is that big of a deal. I don't think it's that long, especially for the amount that I was freaking wavering and dwelling in the old story like crazy. But the thing is, it got to a point that I would catch myself and I would redirect and reaffirm. So if I was thinking, shit, I need to be out, like I'm going to have to get a truck, you know, whatever I was saying, I'd be like, no, I'm getting to stay. I'm not getting evicted. I get to stay. I'm not getting evicted. I get to stay. And that's exactly, you know, even if I didn't feel it, even if I didn't believe it, even if it felt like a lie, I still kept repeating it. But you want to start being more, are you aware of your thoughts? Like, how aware of your thoughts are you? Oh, Beth, you're so sweet. Like, I'll get a card pulled and ask, will we get back to, and it'll be a yes. What time is it for you? Oh, it's almost midnight. I'm actually about to have to get off. It's midnight almost. It's 11:47 p.m. Okay, but you'll get a card pulled and it says, yes, we will get back. Okay, that's good. That's good. You're in that energy of having it, or, you know, you're ready to have it. You want this relationship and you're about to have this relationship. So stick to that. My Beth, hi, you perfect. Hey, look, here's a cat. Meow, meow. Look at him. Look at him. Hi, baby. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. Did you see him roll over? He's so funny. He's so fat. I love him so much. I love him so much. He's just so chunky. So chunky. He's my baby. He barely meows. But, like, I heard him meow a few times today. Like, this cat never meows. Like, I've never heard a cat that never really meows. This is that cat. What are you doing? Leave him alone. You better be nice. You gonna be nice? Oh, you gonna what she said. You're so sweet. No, she harasses him. She harasses him because she's not fixed and she be getting in heat and he's fixed and he don't want it. But she'll be all up in his business anyways. If I affirm that my SP and I are already in a relationship, will that work, or should I say it in a different way? You can say it however you want to. You can absolutely say that my SP and I are already in a relationship. It's really your preference, whatever feels best for you to say. Ego equal fear, worry, and doubt. You are not your ego. Yeah, that's really what your ego is. Your ego is afraid of the unknown, the unfamiliar. And when you're persisting in this new story, that is unfamiliar territory because that's not what you believe. So right now, you believe that SP doesn't want anything to do with you or whoever. I don't know. I'm just giving this as an example. But right now, if you have the belief that you and SP aren't together, they don't want you, that's familiar territory because that's what you believe. That's where your ego is safe at. But you're coming over here, getting into the unknown, unfamiliar territory and saying, no, me and SP are together. He loves me. He cares about me and only me. And your ego is like, and it just kind of pops up all these thoughts in your head, all this doubt, all this fear, all this worry, all this bullshit. And that's when you tell yourself, that's not my story. That's not who I am anymore. That's my ego. Like, your ego's trying to keep you safe. That's cool and all. But, like, you can literally tell your ego to F off. Like, it's cool that it's trying to keep you safe. That's so sweet of it. but you could tell it to shut the heck up. Absolutely. You don't need to be kept safe. You know what you desire, and you know you can have it. You just need to keep persisting in it, no matter what happens in the 3D, and no matter what your ego tries to tell you. But you can also dissolve the ego. So resistance comes from the ego. So any doubt, fear, and worry is resistance. It's opposing thoughts. So that's what when you hear people talking about resistance, it's coming from the ego. And it's literally just the doubtful thoughts, the worry, the fear, the negative thoughts, whatever. You dissolve it with repetition. That's how I do it anyways. Dissolve it with repetition. My ego be mad silent right now like a good boy. Oh, that's hilarious. You could call it a good boy. That's funny. No, that's crazy. I like that. You can also give your ego a, what is it called? Like, you can give it its own persona. You can give it a name and everything and be like, oh, that's just Patricia. Shut up, Patricia. Like, just name your ego and tell it to shut up. Hey, Beth, if you were me and been manifesting SP for 8 months, is it still possible that, yeah, you can have that SP. You can. You just want to, start telling yourself and assuming that you have them now. Can I manifest my SP even if we haven't talked and I'm blocked? Yeah, being blocked doesn't matter. Being blocked does not matter, I promise. And it doesn't matter if you haven't talked. Hi, Summer. I'm good. How are you? I love your cats. They are cute. They're so sweet. I don't know where Binks is. Binks is probably in the bed with Athena. She likes sleeping in my bed. I stopped manifesting my old SP. I know he will be back around, but I don't even want him anymore. Okay. That's fine. You don't have to have him. But yeah, honestly, he will be back. Because it's always like when we don't want them anymore, that's when they fucking come back. Hey, I've missed your lives. They haven't been popping up. Have they not? Oh, no. Oh, no. I was say, if you join the Discord, it'll notify you when I go live. It sends a notification in the Discord. Oh, thank you for the heart me and the heart puff. My self-concept is popping, and I have been manifesting this man from TikTok who was over 16 hours away. You know what? Hell yeah. And you know what? He's going to move to you. Will this be in YouTube, Bet? I mean, I can put it in YouTube since Athena's not been in it, being crazy. Oh, my goodness. Look at it. Oh, you stopped doing it. No, do it again. Be cute again. Be cute again. Do it again. He was doing this really cute thing where he, covered it. It was cute, and then he stopped doing it. The cats be doing that. I've been crushing on him since the first of the year, and I finally have been You've been FaceTiming him. That's awesome. Yay. Congratulations. Beth, so remember how I told you I'm affirming SP is showing up at my house? I do. And getting close. And he's flying. He is flying. Girl, yes. He's going to be moving there next. Or you moving there. Whatever you want. The persona idea is genius. I'm going to call my ego Katrina. I love that. Yeah, absolutely. You can give it a name. That way you don't identify with it. That can help you no longer identify with it. Be like, Patricia, shut up. Katrina, shut up. It really can help you not identify with those thoughts anymore. I love cats. I love cats too. They're so sweet. They give me that aggression, that whatever it's called. I don't know. They just make me so aggressive in a nice way. So I gave in when he called last night instead of letting that happen. That's okay. And he did apologize to me on the phone, but it's not what I wanted. Okay. Well, I wouldn't understand. You don't have to settle for breadcrumbs. You got an apology, and that's amazing. But it's not what you want, and you acknowledge that, and that's good. You're not going to settle for breadcrumbs. You're going to get the whole fucking cake because that's what you want. So that's what you're going to get because you said so. New guy asked me on a date, but still manifesting SP. Am I going against it? No. I was manifesting an SP, and I was texting a guy that wanted to chill. Like, we were just texting. But no. Do we really have to use our 5 senses when we visualize? You don't have to. You don't have to, no. No. I didn't. Do I have to affirm 24/7 for my SP? No. You do not have to affirm for your SP. You just have to think in your favor. But affirming is just conscious thinking. So I think you're thinking about robotic affirming. You do not have to robotically affirm 24/7 or focus affirm 24/7. But simply affirming isn't a technique. Affirming is just conscious thinking. You do not have to consciously think about your SP 24/7. you just want to think in your favor. So whenever you notice yourself thinking unfavorably, no, we're together. I have him. He's mine. They're mine. She's mine. Whatever. SP is mine. Yeah, girl, that's my husband straight up. I love that for you so much. That's awesome. I love that. Congratulations. That's so awesome. See, and he's flying 16. He's flying to you. Hell yeah. That self-concept is top tier. Hey, so I feel like my BF doesn't like me and like I don't want to lose him, and he says he's just busy. Okay. We want to start telling ourselves, of course he likes me. He loves me. He's obsessed with me. I'm his favorite person. I am the only joy he has in this world. You don't have to say that last one, but, just think in your favor. He is so lost without me. I am the only thing in this world that makes his heart happy. Like, whatever the fuck you want to say. Whatever you want to say. But really, just whenever you say he doesn't like me, of course he likes me. He loves me. He can't imagine his life without me. He doesn't want to spend his life with anyone else. I'm his one and only. Start thinking like that. And then you'll notice that he's not just busy. He always has availability for you. When I affirm from my SP, all kinds of opposing and contradicting logical thoughts come up. Is it normal? Yeah, that's your ego. That's just your ego. That's okay. Keep going. At my house. I wouldn't understand. Wait, what about at your house? I love your cats. They're so sweet. Cuteness, aggression. That's it. Yeah. They're pretty. I'm not going to lie. Look. This one, Jax. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. You're crazy. She just looks crazy. She tore this down. You see that? You see that thing? Yeah. She had that tore down. She was climbing on it. And she tore it off the wall. And there's a thumbnail somewhere that I don't know where it's at. A thumbtack, whatever. And I really hope I don't fucking step on it. But you know what? Whatever. Yeah. She's crazy. She's still a baby. She's almost a year old, but not just yet. Beth, I sometimes have thoughts, not super often, but thoughts like, what if SP was unloyal to me in the past and I hate it? That's where we can kind of work on self-concept. He was never, I do think you don't have to work on self-concept that way, but I do think that can really help you. Because if you work on self-concept of, when it comes to SP, you're not even going to have thoughts like that. Even if you do, you're just going to be like, he would never, or they wouldn't, SP would never be unloyal to me. SP would never do anything to hurt me. Like, any thoughts you get like that, you're just going to laugh at them and be like, well, that's definitely not fucking true. SP is obsessed with me. They would never do anything to hurt me. Like, it can really help you perceive things differently. I'm going to call my ego, is it Lucius? I can't fucking pronounce that. Don't judge me. Is my ex-best friend, and is that the name of Malfoy on, is it Lucius? Is that Hogwarts? And I could care less about his opinions. You know what? Hell yeah, I love that. Okay, where's my comment? I am too. Wait, what was I talking about? I recognize half of you, girly. What? Wait, are you talking to me? I'm confused. I'm going to call my ego Raquel because I'm gorgeous like Barbie. You know what? Hell yeah. I love that. I haven't touched my Parrot app in a month. I know I don't have to do anything to get my manifestations. I get everything I want no matter what. It doesn't matter what I do or don't do. Absolutely. You don't have to touch your Parrot app. You don't have to use it at all. You ain't got to do all these techniques to get your shit. You ain't got to do any of it. At that point, I talked about it earlier. I don't think you were here. But at this point, I'm at the point where, if I'm not going to force myself to do something just because, a lot of people do think that they have to affirm or else they're not going to get it. Robotically affirm or do techniques. You do not have to do any techniques. You just need to think in your favor. Decide it's yours. Decide it's yours and think in your favor. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. We ain't got to complicate it. Don't identify any negative thoughts you have, any doubts. Just don't dwell in them. But if you have those thoughts, that's okay. You ain't got to be afraid of them. They're nothing to be scared of. It's just your ego being your ego. He's going to be confused and probably upset I blocked him after we just talked last night, but I regret even answering the phone. Okay, so you blocked him? Is that what you're saying? It's okay if you blocked him. I mean, that's fine. He was like, I saw you and blocked me, and I did. So, okay, I should have kept him blocked and kept affirming he's showing up. Your comment. Okay, well, no matter what you do, if you block him, that's fine. If you unblock him, that's fine. It doesn't matter either way. Just keep affirming he's showing up, and he will. I had a terrible conversation with my SP. Do circumstances even matter when trying to get her back? No, circumstances are literally just a reflection of you. They don't matter because you can change your assumptions and change your circumstances. One thing that helped me with the affirmations is just getting excited like it is done and speak like you were telling friends and family. That's a good, yeah. You can absolutely do like the telephone method, which is where like you'd be talking. I don't talk about it a lot, the telephone method. But like you could pretend like you're talking on the phone and talking to your friends and family like you have it. Or just be in your head affirming like you're talking to your friends and your family. Absolutely. That's a good... What are you doing? You're creeping me out. Come here. I turn around and my black cat is just like freaking me out a little bit. My bad. They scare... Hi! What are you doing, Meow Meow? You gonna lay down? Can't see her. But there's a cat there, I promise. He said there is a kitty there. I'm not petting the air. The only thing that matters is what you think. Absolutely. Always think in your favor. That's really all you have to do. You don't have to do 20,000 techniques. You don't have to pay coaches to help you get your shit. You literally just think in your favor. That's all you have to do. Hi, baby. Lay down. Lay down, honey. Lay down. She's so sweet. You want to say hi? Wait. You want to say hi? No, she gets shy. She's shy. What self-concept would you recommend for those thoughts in particular? Hold on, what'd you say? What'd you say? You said something about, what if SP was unloyal to me? So, you think that SP would be unloyal to you. Why? Because you think SP would choose somebody else over you? I am always loved, chosen, and prioritized. That's my top, that one affirmation. I'm always loved, chosen, and prioritized. Because if you thought you were loved, chosen, and prioritized, you wouldn't even be entertaining the idea that SP would be unloyal to you. You know, does that make sense? You got a cat hair in my face, baby girl. Hold on, I lost my spot. I will keep affirming no matter what. You don't have to like do it 20. You don't have to like constantly affirm. So, you know, don't exhaust yourself if it feels like a chore. You could just affirm whatever you think about it whenever you feel like it. Are you sure it doesn't matter? My baby daddy put me in jail and I manifested him back. I promise you circumstances don't matter. They don't matter. Every single day won't be the same, but no matter what, repeat what you want as if it's done because it is, yeah. Yeah, and every single day won't be the same, and that's okay. That's okay. Take it day by day. Is it okay to affirm for things such as jealousy from our SP? Yeah, you can affirm for whatever you want to affirm for. Yes, Beth, yes, someone told me stop fighting the mirror. It's you, it's always you. Yeah, there's no reason to fight the mirror because you're just fighting yourself. Yeah, you're just fighting yourself. There's no reason to fight it. Just change it. You don't got to fight. You ain't got to fix. You just have to choose the different version of reality that you want to experience. So you have to stop entertaining the reality you don't want and simply start entertaining the version of reality you do want. And I simply do that by my thoughts. If I have thoughts I don't like, I'm not going to entertain them. I'm not going to fight them. You know, I'm not going to whatever. I'm just going to let them pass. I'm going to be like, I have it. It's mine. It's done. And that's all that fucking matters. This is why I love you. Oh, I love you too. You're so sweet. She's sweet too. Yeah. Oh. Look at your face. Did you see the eyes at least? I don't think you saw the face, but I'm sure you saw the yellow eyes. It's simple. It's just a nervous system that messes with a lot of people. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Nervous system regulation is absolutely an option. I just kind of use repetition, I guess. I just affirm. What if I still get emotional about my SP when I think about them? Like, emotional in a good way or, like, upset? Because I've gotten when I would visualize me and my SP, I would get emotional in a good way. Like, I would feel it and I would tear up from, happiness and joy. So, like, is it that way? Or is it like you're thinking about it and you feel the hurt and the pain? Would not caring about what SP is doing still thinking in my favor? Yeah, you don't have to care what they're doing. Like, I'm not worried, but I don't usually change it to benefit me. Yeah, you don't have to, like, care what they're doing. One affirmation I liked is no matter what SP is doing, no matter who SP is with, I'm still the only thing on SP's mind. Something like that. But I want him to fight for me. He will. So assume he is fighting for me. He is going to come back begging on his knees. He is going to fight tooth and nail for me. I kept unblocking and blocking, and when he called, I answered. He wanted to talk to you. I mean, that's good though. He called, and you didn't have to answer, but you did, and that's okay. It's okay if you answered. But he wanted to contact you. So now just assume that he's going to fight for me. Nobody had it as bad as me, and once you get your mind right and nerves together, nothing can stop you. Absolutely. Is it okay if I use a bunch of affirmations? I prefer to use a bunch and affirm that. Yeah, you can use however many you want. Oh, I forgot to ask. Tips on manifesting appearance change. I look in the mirror a lot, but I go full Delulu and say out loud that I have what I want, so that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, absolutely. If you want to manifest appearance change, just whatever the appearance change is, affirm for it. You can affirm, I have whatever it is, like whether it's hair. Ooh, I have the perfect hair. I have the perfect body. Whatever it is, jaw structure. I have the perfect jaw structure. I have the desired hair, or whatever it is you're affirming for appearance changes. Yellow eyes. The eyes looked green. They're kitty. Yeah, they're yellow. Yeah, she got yellow eyes. She's a black cat. I don't know if that's normal for black cats or not, though. Remember, you're the creator of what you want. Everyone else is an NPC, and what you give attention to, yeah. It's all about, perspective. What are you entertaining? Like, what are you giving awareness to? I feel the hurt and the... Wait, fuck, where am I? But I do also feel the good. Okay. If you feel the hurt and the pain, that's okay. Like, that... Obviously, we're hurt by things that happen, and that's what I had. I had a lot of resentment, and before I manifested my SP, I had I forgave myself for one, thinking that I was so fucking unlovable and unwanted and unchosen that I would choose a version of my SP that would treat me in such a way. I forgave myself. And then I forgave SP for playing the part I gave him. But again, they ain't doing these things to hurt us or betray us. They're doing it because they don't have free will, and they simply have to reflect who we are and what we, who we think they're going to show up as. So if you're over here thinking, I'm unchosen, I'm unloved, I'm unwanted, your SP is going to show up in ways and prove that to be true to you. Not because they want to, but because they don't have a choice. And I have cat hair. Sorry. Everywhere. Oh, and also, he did show up at my house before I even decided to manifest him showing up at my house, like a couple days before I decided to manifest him coming to my house. He was like, I was driving to your house. I was 15 minutes away, but you weren't answering me. You blocked me. But hell yeah, he came to your house. I was 15 minutes away, but you weren't answering me. You blocked me. Well, then it's going to be so easy to manifest him to fight for you. No matter what has been helping me a lot, especially when I'm sad. Yeah. Yeah, no matter what. I always get everything I want, no matter what. You've got a lot of cat hair in my nose, girl. But I need him to do it again. And he will. He will. And you know that it's going to be so freaking easy to have him do it again. Is my mind being trained the more I affirm? I noticed I automatically think, yeah. Yeah, you're making the new story your default mode. You are training your mind to automatically go to the new story. But you focus on growth, so focus on your want. Absolutely. I want my SP so crazy that she slashes my tires and spikes my drinks. You know what? All right, cool. If that's what you want, my SP is so unhealthily, crazily obsessed with me that it terrifies me. You want what you want, and I'm not here to judge you. I'd like to ask, have you ever had kind of belief that if we are meant to be, well, yeah, before I knew about law of assumption, yeah, I always thought, maybe we're just not meant to be. Maybe it's not the right time. Right person, wrong time. If they wanted to, they would. It's all an assumption. Everything is an assumption. So, if you want them, you can have them. It has nothing to do with the universe saying this isn't the right person for you. You decide that. How do you forgive? Me first and then SP? Well, the first thing I looked at was understanding everyone as you pushed out and knowing that this person literally had no choice. They were not my SP did not, and this SP did, like y'all know, I've talked about it. My SP did a lot of crazy shit. Abandoned me when I was pregnant. The day I found out I was pregnant, he was cheating on me. He left me the day I told him I was pregnant. I went through the pregnancy alone. The day I gave birth, he was texting hoes. He sent a picture of our daughter the moment she was born to his hoe. Like, just the crazy amount of shit he had done. And that's just the beginning of it. That's the part I gave him. A POS. Someone who never, because my self-concept was, I am not love chosen and prioritized. I'm never going to find true love. I'm never going to find anybody that cares about me, respects me, loves me. That's how it was. And that's what was reflected, not just with him, but with everybody. But he was my first real relationship with a man. And so, he definitely reflected all of that. And I had to understand that. A lot of this, I learned that a lot of things stemmed from childhood. A lot of my issues about not being loved, chosen, and prioritized. And then he had to reflect that. Not because he wanted to, but because he literally did not have a choice. They do not do these things because they want to. They do them because they are a reflection of you. They are feedback from your current state, from your current assumptions. So whatever you are seeing, that is, if you're seeing something unfavorable, then that's kind of telling you what you need to work on. So by this person showing up in that way, it was telling me what I needed to work on. And obviously, he was showing up in ways that made my reflection true. So, I had to understand that. He has no free will. He did it because he was reflecting me. And I forgave myself for, having such poor self-concept about myself in the first place, and thinking that was the kind of love I deserved in the first place. I once thought that I attract the love I think I deserve. So I really had to forgive myself for thinking that I don't deserve love, that I'm not worthy of love, that I'm not good enough for a good man, a good relationship. And then after I forgave myself, it was easy to forgive him. Because it never had anything to do with this man. It was always me. Everything was about me. I hated myself, okay? I never hated this man. At the end of the day, I was truly my biggest hater. And it showed. And then that was reflected. It was reflected. But yeah, like I've said, I was my biggest bully and my biggest hater. Everything stems from you. It's never about the other person. It's never about the other people. If somebody's showing up in a way that you don't like, look within first and see what you need to change. Because if they're showing up in a way that's not so great, you really need to look within and be like, what am I assuming in this moment for this person to show up this way? Yeah, that's pretty much what I kind of, my thought process on all of that was. Like, he was showing up this way because of my assumptions and my states of being. And when it comes to abusive relationships, I will never say, oh, that's your fault. Because it's not. Because I've been in one. And I will never say that was your fault, that you caused that. No, when it comes to that shit, no. I never remember thinking, oh, this bitch is about to beat my ass. No, I never thought that shit. So when it comes to abusive relationships, that's not your fault. Don't think it is. Don't try to change them. Leave. Just leave. Run away. Run far, far away. Where am I at? Why do some people say people do have free will? Because that's their assumption. I mean, that's all it is, because that's their assumption. But yeah, I blocked him this morning today after a phone call last night. I need him to do exactly what I want, show up with my dwarf flower. Okay, so decide that's exactly what's going to happen. Like, what's the reasoning behind saying that when you can manifest what you want? I mean, sometimes people just get beliefs put in their head from other people. Girl, I finally went live yesterday. I've been scared too. It wasn't how I thought it would be. I remember being so scared the first time I went live months ago. I was literally for 5 minutes. Like, I've told y'all, I've had anxiety in the past. And when I wanted to go live the first time, that anxiety came right back up. And I was like, I can't do this. What if they judge me? And I was kind of like, who the fuck cares? Like, who cares? And yeah, after the first time, it was fine. But that first time, I was literally sitting here contemplating. I was trying to push it. And then finally, I just had to say, fuck it. Like, it took me a minute to be able to do it. I want my SP to be jealous too, I am assuming. Okay, well then they can be. They can be jealous. I want unhealthy obsession, stalking, love from SP. No plan B, that's the only version of him I want. And you can have that. You can have that. Look, I'm not going to lie. I do like me a book talk type of SP. Like, unhealthily but healthily, you know. Yeah, we ain't going to talk about that, but yeah. I'd be good with that. I thought more people would join, and I am assuming they are. I mean, at first, I only had a few viewers. It took me a few days to get viewers. Is everything happens for a reason also an assumption, girl? And what is that? Yeah. I mean, yeah. You're saying everything happens for a reason. Like, there's really no reason. It's just your assumption. It's not that it has a specific reason. It's just that it's your reality reflecting your dominant assumptions. And so then it happens. Wait, what did I say? I scroll down and everybody's like, wow. Everybody's like, oh, is it about my baby daddy? And I thought my circumstances were bad. He came back. He came back? Oh, that's awesome, Ava. Need to lock in. Yeah, that's all you have to do. I entered into a state, but I panic in case it wasn't what I'm... Okay, I entered into a state, but I panic in case it wasn't what I'm trying to manifest. What do you mean you panic? In case it wasn't what I'm trying to manifest. Okay, wait, what do you mean by that? Why do you panic? But I don't have to forgive me and him to manifest everything I want either. No, you don't. No, you don't have to. That's just what I did. But you don't have to do that to manifest. No. That's my belief, but I totally get it. I honestly hate myself too. And you shouldn't. You're an amazing person. You really are. And I love you with all my heart. And you're a really good person. And you need to realize that you are truly great. And you should not hate yourself. Why hate yourself? Like, you get to a point, truly, you just start asking yourself, like, why do I even hate myself? Because, I mean, for me personally, it was just because I grew up in a household that wasn't, you know, the best household. But, like, that's kind of where, like, my hatred for everything came in. He ghosted me, girl. IDK. Wait, what's happening? I'm so confused. How to assume this person is going to pay me back. Been giving promises, is no payback yet. I'm going to tell myself they're going to pay me back, and they're going to pay me back now. They're paying me back. Do we have to detach from our desire and move on our daily activities like love? No, you don't have to, no. Like, detach in that sense. You do not have to, you can think about your desire as much as you want, as long as you're thinking about it in your favor. You just want to detach from the how and the when. But you can think about it as much as you want. Do you recommend doing tarot readings while trying to manifest SP? I mean, you can. But the only thing is, if they give you a reading that's unfavorable, is that going to trigger you? Is that going to keep you triggered? Is that going to keep you in the state of not having it? I mean, you could do what you want to do, but I'm not going to if I know it's going to trigger me. OMG, thank you, Beth. I love you too. And you're a great person too. Yes, I hate myself because people told me I have to prove my worth and earn my worth by the things I do and achieve, like career, car, house, marriage. But yeah, I kind of grew up in that too. Like, you have to work hard for what you want. You have to do all this and that, but you don't. You don't. Those are not your beliefs to hold. Those are your whoever, parents, grandparents. Those are generational beliefs, and they are not your problem anymore. They're not. Most of our beliefs are passed down from us, from parents, caregivers, family, anything in our environment. They're not ours to hold on to. So you can let go. Let go of those fucking beliefs. Let go of that fucking burden. Because trust me, when you do, it's just like a weight is lifted off your shoulders. What if he ends up trying to contact me and saying, if you don't want to talk to me, it's fine? Well, I mean, that's your assumption. Are you assuming that? Assume that being blocked is going to make him beg more. It's not. Being blocked isn't going to make him run away. It's going to make him beg more. It's going to want you even more. I keep having thoughts of what if he just gives up since he already did come to my house and now block me. No. He wants to try even harder. It makes him try even harder. What is it? Playing hard to get? He thinks you're playing hard to get, and now he has to play even harder to get you. Sometimes I'll mouth my affirmations when I can't think properly regarding my affirmations. That's okay. I do that too. Sometimes I'll be affirming in my head and I'll be mouthing them. That's okay. My SP is dreaming about me right now. Well, of course she is. She's madly in love with you. I'm going to read the last of these and then I have to get off because it's 12:30. It is midnight 30. When I get a reading once, it triggered me and I contacted SP out of defiance because she told stuff and I was like, no. Yeah, see, you could do whatever you want in your reality, but honestly, like, I do think readings can be really good for your ego. Readings can also be good to kind of let you know where you're at, like, assumption-wise and state-wise. But if you're going to get triggered by them, it might not be the best idea. But I know that people do like to use tarot just to kind of see where they're at. If he does say something like that, what should I do? There is no if he does. No, he's not going to say that at all. He's not going to say that. And you're deciding right now that he is going to say whatever the fuck you want him to say, and he's going to show up however you want him to show up. If you don't want him to say something like that, do not say, but if he does, no. But if he does, no. No. He's going to say and do whatever you want him to say and do, and that's that. That's final. Do not even entertain the thought. But if he does, no. Do not entertain that shit. That's not your reality. Don't accept it. You do not have to accept anything you do not like. I'm surprised you're still on. Yeah, I'm about to get off. I'm definitely going to have to get off. School starts back tomorrow, so I got to be up in like 5 hours. Thank you, Beth. I love you. Good night and sweet dreams. You're perfect 2 minutes. You're so sweet. Good night. I heart you too. Wait, how do you make a heart? Don't judge me. Okay. Yeah, is that all? Okay. I hope everybody has a fabulous night. Good night, Glow and M and User. And yeah, everybody. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Everybody has a good night.